Fusion of ice. Our project is called Fusion of Ice and contains a basic idea of melting ice projected in an artistic context.
We wanted to show the idea of melting by using the same curve twice, but scaled differently. The small parts represent water and the big one ice. To underline this idea, we choose different types of material. With this in mind, we created sharp and edgy voxels, as well as round and smooth ones, so we would be able to build a melting iceberg. Each voxel is meant to be as an ice block.
Module A. Module A is sharp, thin and monumental, and it sticks out of the aggregation. Therefore, it represents the top of the iceberg. The two different water ice stripes entangle themselves while flowing around each other, creating the idea of a melting iceberg.
Module B is constructed by one volume line with many round curves. At one moment, for example, the flow lines turn around 180 degrees. The idea of this construction is a simple, closed line including geometries like half circuits and half parallelograms. All layers are visible from all view perspectives, which is an important detail.
Module C. Module C is looking the most massive out of the 5 modules, which is why we chose to fit as many voxels as possible into the module. Although it looks so dense, we still wanted to be able to show the flow, that's why we used so many revolved voxels.
Module D was created symmetrically to bring a little calmness into our work. Hence, there is a cycle in the middle. Additionally, we wanted to depict the flow by the revolved voxels, showing the waviness in the module.
Module E has a more flat and long shape with sharp edges at each end. These edges represent the spiky and splintery part of ice, which is also part of the iceberg. The flat part is a symbol for the landscape in which the iceberg is placed.
Our aggregation are displaying icebergs, to be more specific, melting icebergs. They come in various shapes and sizes, which we shown in our aggregation, where you can see one higher voxel block as well as 2 smaller blocks. They can have a smooth and even surface or sharp and uneven one. We demonstrate the roughness in the surface of our voxel and aggregation, but created a flow within the aggregation to display the smooth part of the iceberg as well as the melting.
The light blue line representing water flows along the ice and generates the idea of melting. Parts of our aggregation are flat and building a surface, which is illustrating the landscape and surrounding of icebergs. We use different perspectives so you can see all parts of the aggregation, the high blocks, as well as the part going down under the surface. To demonstrate the massive aspect, we choose a bottom perspective for one of our renderings. We wanted to create an iceberg with some underwater parts, then a solid middle surface and growing parts to build the top of the iceberg.
To sum it up, our goal was to create solid voxels, reminding of ice blocks and flowing aggregations, containing all different characteristics of icebergs and display the melting.